Call all Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Mashiach Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai. Rakatham, Bashem, Rukokodos. Double honor to all the apostles and people out there on the highways and byways and on the internet spreading the word, who I was basically able to learn the word, the truth, and the true understanding of the Bible from again. Come back to my heritage and knowing that I was one of the 12 tribes of Israel. This is just a few random topics I'm going to speak on. First, as usual, these are the 12 tribes of Israel. This is a dedication to the uplifting of the disfranchised so-called Black, Hispanic, Latino, Native Americans through the spirit and through the power of the Most High in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, teaching the truth of the Bible and reintroducing the lost sheep of the house of Israel to their true identity. The truth according to the curse in 28 of the book of Deuteronomy and a multitude of biblical prophecies in history, we know that so-called African Americans, Hispanic, Latinos, Native Americans are the Hebrew Israelites of the Bible. And the only way we can get out of this captivity is to come back to the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls God, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ in Hebrew. And we are the true Jews of the Bible. You can look up Revelations 1:13 through 15 to see the description of Yahweh Shai. These are the 12 tribes of Israel. Yasharal in Hebrew. Judah, the Black Americans. Levi, the Haitians. Benjamin, the West Indians. Ephraim, Puerto Ricans. Manasseh, the Cubans. Simeon, Dominicans. Zebulon, Guatemala to Panama, the Mayans. Reuben, Seminole Indians. Gad, Native American Indians. Asher, Colombia to Uruguay, the Incans. Issachar, Mexicans, Aztecs. Naphtali, Argentina. Those are 12 tribes of Israel. First thing I'm going to speak on just a few precepts on how should I keep the law. Some people might ask you that question. These are just a couple precepts that you could go to that can and read up on and study on that show that Yahushua did keep the law. Matthew 19:17. Matthew 19:17. And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is Yahweh. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments. John 14:15. John 14:15. If you love me, keep my commandments. John 15:10. If ye keep my commandments, ye shall abide in my love, even as I have kept my Father's commandments and abided in his love. Isaiah 8:20. Isaiah 8:20. Just a few precepts. Not too many. This is not going to be a long one. Isaiah 8 and 20. To the law and the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. If they speak not according to the words of the Bible, there is no light in them. Also following the words of the book, or speaking the words of this book, is speaking the commandments and telling people to keep the commandments. Matthew. Woe unto the, Matthew 23 and 20. 23 and 23. Matthew 23 and 23. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye pay tithes of mint and anise in coming, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. These ought ye to have done, and not to leave the others undone. Meaning, doing the law, having faith, reading the Bible, not telling people what to do, but then you're not doing it. If I'm telling you to wear fringes, I need to be wearing fringes. If I'm telling you to keep the law, I need to be keeping the law. If I'm telling you to also have faith in keeping the law, I need to be having faith in keeping the law, not being a hypocrite. And believe me, everything I've been telling you, I've been doing and even trying to do. I'm not doing it all. I'm starting, I'm learning, I'm continuing to do and continue to learn in what I am doing. But this is what it basically means. Don't be no hypocrite. You know, get, as I say, get the dust out your eye first before you're able to get the dust out of anyone else's eye. That's why I'm just sticking to certain parts of the commandments and certain parts that I am telling you and am trying to do and on my mission to continue to do them. Revelations 14 and 12. Revelation 14 and 12. Here's the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of Yahweh and the faith of Jesus. In Hebrew, Yahushai. Here's the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of Yahweh and the faith of Yahushai. That's about it with that. Micah 6 and 8. Micah 6 and 8. Like I said, it'd be different precepts. I'm just be hop to random ones. All of them are good to learn. All of them are good to try to understand and figure out what they're about. Everything in the Bible is good to learn and get understanding on it. Micah 6 and 8. He has shewed thee, O man, what is good, and what doth Yahweh requires of thee, but to do justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy God. Deuteronomy Deuteronomy 8:2. And thou shalt remember all the way which Yahweh thy God led thee this 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee, and to prove thee, to know what was in thy heart, whether thou wouldest keep his commandments or no. We're about to go, well, you could say America is the wilderness. And then, as you can see, the times we're in with this vaccine and money situations, evictions, we're going through a lot of things right now. And Yahweh and Yahushua basically trying to see, are you going to keep his commandments? Are you going to believe in him, keep faith? Or are you going to believe in the government? As people going believing in Biden, voting for him, thinking he's finna change the whole world of the black world. That you finna, a lot of people finna get a rude awakening on that one. But Deuteronomy 6:17. Deuteronomy 6:17. Ye shall delight, keep the commandments of Yahweh your God, in his testimonies and his statutes, which he has commanded thee. You see everything I keep hitting on. He keep hitting on, keep the commandments, keep the commandments. Also, faith in Yahushua. That's in knowing his name is not Jesus, his name is Yahushua. Knowing God's name is not God, his name is Yahweh. Knowing the name is very important. Very important. In the time of trouble, when you call out to Yahweh and Yahushua, you want to call out to the right person who you know and have faith that is going to save us. Deuteronomy 11:1. Therefore thou shalt love Yahweh thy God, and keep his charge, and his statutes, and his judgments, and his commandments all the way. Always. Deuteronomy 7:9. Deuteronomy 7:9. Know therefore that Yahweh thy God, he is God the faithful, God which keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love him, and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations. Deuteronomy 11:8. Therefore shall ye keep all the commandments which I command you this day, that ye may be strong and go and possess the land whither ye go to possess it. Deuteronomy 26:18. And Yahweh hath avouched thee this day to be his peculiar people, as he has promised thee, that they, as he had promised thee, in that thou shouldest keep all his commandments. Deuteronomy 26:18. And Yahweh has avouched thee this day to be his peculiar people, as he has promised thee, and that thou shouldest keep all his commandments. 28 and 9 also goes into one of the blessings. 28 and 9. Yahweh shall establish thee in holy people unto himself. You see how he thinks of us? Peculiar people. Deuteronomy 28 and 9. Yahweh shall establish thee in holy people unto himself, as he has sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep his commandments of Yahweh thy God, and walk in his ways. And all people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of Yahweh, and they shall be afraid of thee. Proverbs 7 and 1. Proverbs 7 and 1. Again, like I said, just a few precepts. Proverbs 7 and 1. 7 and 1. Show people how, that, Yahweh kept the commandments. How the commandments are good for you and why to keep them. One of the reasons to keep them. If we kept the commandments, a lot of things in the Hebrew Israelite community would be great. Which I mean black community, Hispanic community, and Native American community. But trying to get out of those words and basically say the Israelite community. Proverbs 7 and 1 to 2. My son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee. Keep my commandments and live, and my law as the people of thine heart, of thine eye. Matter of fact, I'm going to keep reading this. Of thine eye, and bind them upon thy fingers, write them upon the table of thine heart. Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman, that they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger which flattereth with her words. For at the window of my house I looketh through my casement, and beheld among the simple ones, and discerning among the youth, and young men void of understanding, passing through the street near her corner, and he went the way of her house, in the twilight, in the evening, in the black, in the night. And behold, there met him a woman with the attire of a harlot, and subtitle of heart. Well, I'm going to stop right there because, to the part that. But the main thing is Proverbs 7 and 1 to 2. Where 1, 2 to 3. Proverbs 1 and 7. Proverbs 1 and 7. I'm going to start at 6. Proverbs 1 and 6. To understand a proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise, and their dark sayings. The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instructions. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13, again, as usual. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Proverbs 16:22. Understanding is a wellspring of life unto him that has it, but instructions of fools is folly. Proverbs 13 and 14. The law of the wise is a fountain of life, to depart from the snare of death. Proverbs 6 and 23. For the commandments is a lamp, and the law is a light, and reproofs of instructions are the way of life. For the commandment is the lamp, and the law is the light, and the reproof of instructions are the way of the life. I mean, a lot of things I'm saying you kind of very easy to get. 1 Peter 1:16, because it is written, be holy, for I am holy. Yahweh and Yahushua says to the house of Israel, to the tribes of Israel, be holy because your God is holy. Psalms 119 and 60, I made haste and delay not to keep thy commandments. Meaning he ain't wasting no time to keep the commandments. Once you got this word, the understanding of the Bible, or even just the point that you are an Israelite of the Bible, you made no time or no haste to try to figure out, understand the whole point of this inheritance. This is not religion. As I said before, this is our inheritance from our Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, our forefathers. Also part of the promises that Yahweh and Yahushua promised to our forefathers. Proverbs 16 and 9. Man's heart devises the ways, but Yahweh directeth his steps. A man's heart devises the ways, but Yahweh directs his steps. Matthew 10 and 33. Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. John 6 and 47. I tell you the truth, he who believes has everlasting life. The duties and understanding some. I'm just give you the duties and understanding. I said this before, Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let us hear the whole conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Romans 12 and 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that you present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto Yahweh, which is your reasonable service. Holy and acceptable. To be holy and acceptable, you have to cleanse yourself, eat the right food, clean foods. As Leviticus 11, chapter 11, the clean foods and unclean foods. Read through Deuteronomy. That will show you some of the things to do. Keep your fringes on. Or not even that. Because the point also about your fringes is to remind you to keep your commandments. But also have your fringes in your heart, not only just on the outside. And meaning, just because you got fringes on don't mean nothing. If you ain't really doing the commandments and really doing them for the faith and for the belief of Yahweh Shai, ain't no point to have no fringes on. Have them in your heart before you have them on the outside. Or I mean, if you're in the process of learning, do both of them together. You know what I'm saying? But really mean it. Don't just be wearing fringes just to be wearing fringes and you think it's a fashion statement. This ain't no fashion statement. This is your inheritance and things that you need to be knowing in these times that we are in. Discipline. Job 36:10. He opens also their ear to discipline and commandments that they return from iniquities. Open your ear to discipline, which is these laws and commandments, and he command you to turn out of your sinful ways. If they obey and serve him, they shall spend their days in prosperity and their years in pleasure. 12. But if they obey not, they shall perish by the sword, and they shall die without knowledge. Orders. 1 Corinthians 14:40. Let all things be done decently and in order. Meaning, if you have a conversation about something, let it be done decently in order. Yahweh and Yahushai, God and a king of order. Everything has to be done in decency and in order. Colossians 2:5. For though I be absent in the flesh, yet am I with you in the spirit, joined in beholding your order, and steadfast of your faith in Yahweh. Say again. For though I be absent in the flesh, yet am I with you in the spirit, joined in beholding your order, and steadfast of your faith in Yahweh. Parts of the body, which is all of us. All of us are parts spiritually of Yahweh, parts of the body. But the whole body cannot. The body can't function without eyes, nose. It can function, but it's not going to function correctly. So, meaning any part of the body you are of Yahweh, you need to train it, get it up to par, get it up to the correct way it need to be. Zechariah 3:10. And that day saith Yahweh of hosts, shall ye call every man his neighbor under the vine and under the fig tree. And your neighbor is not every man around you. Your neighbor is every person of the house of Israel. I'll get into that in another lesson also. 1 Corinthians 12:14. For the body is not one member, but many. Put Yahweh first. Exodus 17:15. And Moses built an altar and called the name of it Jehovah. Moses built an altar and called the name it Jehovah's. I hope I pronounced it right. Sorry. Slakia. Matthew 6:33. But seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Matthew 6:33, like I said. But seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Matthew 10:37. He that loveth the father or the mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth the son or the daughter more than me is not worthy of me. 38. And he that taketh not his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me. It's saying you can't put everybody before. First person come first is Yahweh. And Yahweh Shai is the second person to come. But It's not saying treat your parents or your kids bad. It's just saying in the day of time, your face needs to be in Yahweh. In Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai. And taking up his cross is learning everything you need to learn as a man and a woman in this book. And the men, once you get to learning what you need to learn and get to understanding what you need to understand, then you go teach it. You might not know everything, but you know what you do know, you go teach. Because I can say for sure, I don't know everything. I'm still learning. I'm still trying to understand certain things, but the things I do understand, the things I can't get, then I'm teaching. And then I'm teaching the point of it's for the house of Israel and no one else. Okay? The 12 tribes of Israel and no one else, which are the black, Native Americans, and the Mexicans, the Hispanics. Them are the 12 tribes of Israel and who the book is for, okay? And that's one of the main points I push across or try to state. Leviticus 20:7. Sanctify yourself, therefore, and be holy, for I am holy, Yahweh your God. And ye shall keep my statutes and do them. I am Yahweh, which sanctify. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works. Glorify your Father which is in heaven. Matthew 15:16. That's the one I just read. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Humility is a good also thing to have and to ask for. Humility. Matthew 18:4. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Psalms 10:17. Yahweh, thou hast heard the desires of the humble. Thou wilt prepare their heart. Thou wilt cause thine ear to hear. Proverbs 29:23. A man pride shall bring him low, but honor shall uphold the humble in the spirit. I'm hot to this. Yahweh is our salvation. Proverbs 27:1. Yahweh is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Yahweh is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? Exodus 15:2. Yahweh, my strength in song, and he is become my salvation. He is my God, and I will prepare him an habitation, my father's Yahweh, and I will exalt him. Genesis 28:21. So that I come again to my father's house in peace, then shall Yahweh be my God. Deuteronomy 26:17. Thou hast avouched Yahweh this day to be thy God, and to walk in his ways, and to keep his statutes, and his commandments, and his judgment, and to hearken unto his voice. 18. And Yahweh hath vouched this day to be his peculiar people, as he has promised thee, and that thou shouldest keep all his commandments. Exodus 6:7. And I will take you to me for a people, and I will be to you a God, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh your God, which bringeth you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians. Just a few precepts I wanted to harp on. Yeah, this one I want to hop on too. The Holy Spirit. Well, the Holy Spirit is the Word, which is these words out of this book right here. The Spirit. This book is if you get me and understand what I'm saying. John 6:63. It is the Spirit that quicketh, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. Ephesians 6:17. And take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Yahweh. Ephesians 2. Sanctify her, cleaning her by the washing with the water through the word. These are the living waters. The word of this right here are the living waters in the washing of you. As you read, meditate, get off into the word, get into the understanding. Again, find you a teacher that you could possibly get under that will teach you the truth and the understanding of this book right here. Pray to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai to find you the understanding and to find you a correct person to get under, because you do have to get under somebody that can break down certain parts for you that you might not understand. Hebrews 4:12. For the word of Yahweh is living and active, sharper than a double-edged sword. It pierces even to dividing soul and the spirit, joints and marrow. It judges the thoughts and the intentions of the heart. Hebrews 6:5. Who has tasted the goodness of the words of Yahweh and the powers of the coming age. And that is the Holy Spirit is the word. There's that lesson right there. I got that from a person I was watching. I thought it was very good lesson. The teacher, the person who showed me that lesson is a very good teacher. And in all, we all got the word from Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, and thankful for him of blessing the person I got with and bless me to find him, and also Yahweh waking me up to this so I will understand and know what to look for. This ain't finna be that long. I finna hop on this real quick. Here. What's going on in the world? News of the week, people. News of the week. Let's start this. Luke 21:10. Luke 21:10. Luke 21:10. Then said he unto them, Nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. December 16, 2020. Israel uses successful test anti-missile system to protect Israel from threats near and far. U.S. sanctions Turkey as Islamic region makes deal with Russia and moves away from NATO. The U.S. presence in Poland is a pain in Russia's neck. There's a few descriptions of stuff. China uses Caribbean cell phones networks to spy on America. December 18, 2020. Turkish media vows to take over Tel Aviv, calls opposition terrorist. Another situation. Russia has built up its military forces along the border with Eastern Europe. If you ain't know that, I think I said in one of my other lessons. Russia and China, they're building up their military forces along our border with Eastern Europeans. Slovakia, excuse me. America Nuclear Weapon Agency breached by hack. A grave risk. Foreign hacks of U.S. government bigger than previous known CISA warnings. Same thing with the hacks. Durbin says alleged Russian hacks virtual and declaration is a declaration of war. As I read before, Leviticus 21:10. I'm gonna say it again. Leviticus 21:10. Then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. These are some of the things that's happening in the world that I don't know if some people know about. China carries out practice in attack of Taiwan and fear some military days. Some things going on with the U.S. right here. Heated Oval Office meeting inclined talks of martial law. Inclined to martial law. Luke 21:12. But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into the prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. Heated Oval Office meeting includes talks of martial law. Government almost shut down because lawmakers cannot agree. U.S. has named the Space Force. Now this is Space Force. U.S. has named the Space Force the Guardians. New York UFO sightings in 2020 are up 283% from 2018. Luke 21:25. And there shall be signs in the suns and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the seas and the waves roaring. That goes into the signs, the new moons that's been going on, what's going on. I think is it today or tomorrow? The alignment of the planets that that some people think they're gonna gain superpowers through the alignments of the planet. It's some Kemet doctrine said that, but all the signs in the stars. Again, Luke 21:25, and there shall be signs in the suns and in the moon and the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the seas and the waves roaring. Back to this. The U.S. Space Force, USSF, is a new branch of the armed forces. 6 independent U.S. military branches established 12/20 in 2019. First trainees attend basic military before entering operational Space Force. And they did that in December 20th, or a couple of days ago. December 20th. Now this is recently too about the COVID, about the vaccine and other stuff. The UK government has said a new mutation of CO of what's going around now. A new mutation is out of control. Yeah, I ain't finished. But it says it's a new mutation of such and such going around in the UK. And they locking that back on down. And then it's saying it's very easier to catch. It's worse than the other one. But that's just hearsay, as we know. And to me, it's amazing how they put out this Maxine, but then now it's something new popping up, which actually gonna make, if a person ain't really thinking, it's gonna make the other people in the other countries like, hold on now, I gotta go get this Maxine fast before this other, the new one comes. Think, people, think. They always trying to do something for some reason. But that's all I have for today. Thank you for watching or coming in, and I hope you learned something or got something out of this. My message for the day, as usual, I always come back and repent to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. I always get the understanding, if you are part of the 12 tribes of Israel, find out who you are. 12 tribes of Israel: Judah, American blacks, Levi, Haitians, Benjamin, West Indians, Ephraim, Puerto Ricans, Manasseh, the Cubans, Simeon, Dominicans, Zebulun, Guatemala to Panama, the Mayans, Reuben, Seminole Indians, Gad, Native American Indians, Asher, Colombia to Uruguay, Incans, Issachar, the Mexicans, which are also Aztecs, Naphtali, Argentina. Now, hopefully you get to, reading, understanding who you are in the Bible. And like I say, if you are watching this, suggest some things that I know a lot on the Gentiles, because there are two definitions for the Gentiles. Just the Gentiles, which are the heathens, and the Gentiles, which are us. I might work on that to try to bring that out, a better lesson on that, yeah. But thank you. Call out Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Mashiach Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai.